Hello everyone. Today we are going to see K-means clustering algorithm. Now what is a cluster? Cluster is basically the collection of the data objects where we are going to place the similar objects into a single cluster. Whether the dissimilar objects would be placed outside the cluster, it may be some other cluster. So one of the method for clustering is K-means clustering method, which is one of the partitioning method. How it works, let's see. So given K is the number of the clusters that are required. Given the number of the clusters to be formed, K-mean algorithm works like this. The first thing that we need to do is partition the objects into K non-empty subsets. So it will be provided with a data set and we have to partition it into number of the clusters which are provided to us. For every partition, we are going to compute a set point. It is nothing but the mean or the centroid of that particular cluster. Based on that centroid, we are going to assign each object to the cluster with the nearest set point. And those which are near to that particular midpoint or the mean would be settled into that particular cluster. If it is not, we are going to check whether it is near to some other centroid or not. And this is how we are going to form the clusters. Once we have formed the clusters, after the reassignment, again we are going to find out the new means. That's we are going to repeat the same step, that is step number 2 and 3, unless and until the assignment of the data objects does not change. That is, we are going to get the same central point or the same mean point. Let's see an example of this in a diagrammatic way. So here suppose this is the initial data set which is provided to us. These are the different data points which are provided. And the number of the clusters to be formed is suppose 2. That indicates we have to form 2 clusters. So suppose we have made a partition in this way. Let's draw an horizontal line between these two. So we have this as one cluster or the one partition, and this is our another partition. For each partition, let's find out the centroid or the mean point. So suppose for this partition number 1, we have got this point as the centroid, and for partition number 2, we have got this point as the centroid. So now what we are going to do is, we are going to check whichever data objects which are falling within to that cluster that is near to this particular centroid or this particular centroid. Okay, so for every data object which is present over there, we are going to check that particular data object is nearer to which centroid, and accordingly the reassignment would be done. As you can see over here, this particular point was initially falling into cluster number 1. Okay, now this is not near to centroid 1, it is near to suppose this centroid 2. So this has been into a second cluster now. So now we have got the new clusters. That is what we have done, the reassignment of the objects based on the new means that we have got. For the new clusters, again find out new means. For the new means, for every data object, let's check whether it is near to which mean. And so on, we are going to do the reassignment of the objects every time whenever we are getting new mean. So the question is when to stop, or when the K-means algorithm will be terminated. Unless and until the reassignment stops, that is, there is no change into the cluster points which are falling within that particular clusters, or we are not getting change into the mean, we would not stop. We will be doing the reassignments, and every time we are going to calculate the new mean point for this. Let's see an example of this. So this is the example taken from question paper of May 19, Mumbai University. So the example is given as, apply K-means algorithm to divide the given set of values 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 12, 15, 18, 22 into 3 clusters. Now the values which are given over here, they are sorted. There is no need of such thing. Even if they are not sorted, we are going to work with this. There is no necessity of sorting the data points over here. The number of the clusters to be formed are given as 3, that is K is equal to 3. Since K is equal to 3 indicates that we need to have 3 partitions. Okay, so either, now there are 2 methods to go for this. Either you can go for the partitions and then you can find out the mean, or the other way is you can assume the mean from one of the data points which are present into the set of the values which are provided in the question, and you can go ahead. Here now we have considered 3 means from the data points which are given. Let's say that now see, at looking at the values you can understand the values which are going to fall near to which centroid. So accordingly you can assume the values. You can even assume different values, but your clusters would be same. So suppose M1 is equal to 3. First mid I have considered as 3. Second mid I have considered as 9. And third mean I have considered as 15. So for this midpoints, let's have cluster. So for M1 3, I am going to check for each and every data point. 2 is near to 3. So it would be placed into first cluster. 3 is obviously near to it. So 3 would be placed over here. 6 is near to 3. So it would be placed into cluster number 1 again. Let's check for the other value. The next value is 8. Now 8 is not near to 3. It is near to 9. So it would be placed into the second cluster. And so on. So accordingly we are having these 3 clusters, K1, K2 and K3. Since we have got the new clusters, let's find out the new means. So new means for the cluster number 1 is mean of this, that is 2 plus 3 plus 6 divided by 3. It's coming out to be 3.67. For second cluster it is 9.67. For third cluster it is 0.33. Indicates that we have got new means now. For the new means, let's find out the reassignment of the objects. So if we check, 2 is near to 3.67, so it would be placed into the cluster number 1. See, this is our cluster number 1's mean point. This is second cluster's mean point and this is third cluster's mean point. So 3.67. 2 is near to 3.67, so it would be placed into cluster number 1. 3 is near to this value, so cluster number 1. Now 6 is near to again this value, so it would be into cluster number 1. Then 8 is near to 9.67, so it would be placed into cluster number 2 and so on. So as you can see that the clusters that we have got are similar to that of the clusters that we have got into the previous step. That means the points within the clusters remain the same as the previous cluster points. Indicates that whichever values of the new means you are going to get for this 3 clusters would be similar to this. Hence, the reassignment of the values would be stopped and new values would not be calculated. So these are our final clusters. So our final clusters are K1 is this, K2 is this and K3 is this. Let's move out to some another example. So the example is from question paper May 2018, Mumbai University. The question goes like this. Suppose the data for the clustering is given as this. Consider K is equal to 2. Cluster the given data using K-means algo. Now here the number of the clusters are provided as 2. You can have 2 partition or you can also go for assuming 2 means initially. The values would be obviously from the data values present over here. So I have considered M1 as 4 and M2 as 12 over here. So this is my cluster number 1 and this is my cluster number 2. For each cluster I am going to find out new means. I have got the new means and accordingly I am going to place the values which is falling near to which mean. So now the clusters which I have got are similar to this, I mean the previous step which we have got, hence reassignment would not be done. The similar example has been provided here in the next paper, December 2017. Okay, and the same way we have calculated the things. Thank you.